Welcome to the podcast. I read it online somewhere. Your science questions answered.
This is episode 25 of I Read It Online Somewhere. Your first port of call for the weird science questions you're too scared to ask, like, why are all cleaning gloves yellow? I'm Ross and I'm a science teacher, and I'm joined by my science teacher friend Andrew.
Hello.
And a science teacher's worst nightmare, Amie.
Hi.
And now, if you remember the good old days when you used to have conversations with people and bring up random facts you'd learned, and instead of citing real sources where you got it from, you just say, oh, I read it online somewhere. That's us. We're that I read it online somewhere. So, now you can say...
Sorry.
Now you can say you get all your science facts from our podcast, and you can send people to listen to our podcast. So let us be part of your conversation. Our podcast is a look at some of the science stories we read online this week, and we try to answer your weird questions. If you want to send questions to us, please get in touch on by email at ireaditos@gmail.com or ireaditos on all social media. I say all, like the normal ones. So we're starting off with our fun science fact of the week. Science fact of the week.
The science fact of the week. Ooh.
Science fact of the week.
Okay, so I've got a fact this week,
Okay, good, because I don't.
but I'm gonna put it as a question. What is the fastest thing? Oh, sorry. Yeah. What is the
Cheetah.
fastest thing in the animal kingdom?
Oh, because you said thing, it's like, it'll be like a leaf that comes off a tree.
Yeah. Is it a plant?
It is not a plant. No.
Oh.
So we all think it's like cheetahs, like the classic answer.
Have
Cheetahs,
you?
classic answer. There
have
are
you
faster animals
cheated
than
us?
cheetahs, though. No, what are the faster animals than cheetahs, guys?
Last
I
week it was
dunno.
fish puns.
You just get told that cheetahs are the fastest animal.
The fastest land animal.
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
So we've got sea and air.
Is it? Wait, is it the fastest? Is it the fastest thing that's moving, or just the fastest thing in the animal kingdom?
I want the fastest thing in the animal kingdom.
Is it the snappy thing of a lobster?
Oh, it used to be.
The what do you call it? The
Pincers.
The pincers of the
Yeah.
mantis shrimp is what you're thinking.
yeah.
Yeah, well, now we have a new one.
Oh.
We should state that the fastest thing in the air is the peregrine falcon doing a dive, and the fastest thing in sea is a blue marlin.
Niche.
Oh,
I don't know what they are.
fish.
I think they look cool.
Back to
Yeah.
fish puns.
Back to
Back to
fish
fish
puns.
But yeah, no, the fastest thing. So it used to be the fastest thing recorded was the mantis shrimp, like basically clapping its hands together.
Yeah,
or
was that?
clapping one
I think
hand
it
together.
used to stun like its prey or something like
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
so it
Sounds
could,
like a Pokemon move.
so basically it can move the water so fast that it created like an air bubble that would sort of stun the prey, and then
Yeah.
it could go and eat it.
Mantis, use
So-
sonic boom.
Yeah.
It had no effect.
So the new fastest thing is I want to get this right. Vampire ant might be a Dracula ant. I'm gonna check. I'm pretty sure it's a Dracula ant.
Oh.
And its bite is faster than the mantis shrimp thing.
Oh wow.
So yeah, and the way the Dracula ant survives is it lives in caves and it eats the blood from its own larva. Is that the right word?
Yeah,
Bit weird.
that is a
Yeah,
bit weird.
So,
So wait,
they don't really know why it has this incredibly fast bite, but it does have it's the fastest bite. They managed to sort of get a slow-mo recording of it, but it's got this incredibly fast bite, and it basically does it like how you click your fingers. You know, you like sort of build up pressure with your muscles, and then you release it to click your fingers. So
oh,
it's basically doing that with its what the bits that stick out. I'm going to call mandibles, but I'm not sure that's the right word.
mandibles is right.
Oh, hello.
Look at me go!
Hello, higher biology.
So it basically sort of puts them together and then pushes together and then they like click past each other,
Oh.
and that it's incredibly fast.
Nice. That's
Doesn't
like,
help them with biting their young, but
That is
they're okay. Right, there we go.
that is
Good
cool.
fact.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so we're going to go to the things we read online this week, and we're going to start off with Andrew.
Hello. So
What did you read online this week?
I also have a question for you guys.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Is
I feel like I've just cheated and got two stories. Sorry, but we'll just go.
Yeah, I think you
it was
did
supposed to be
well,
a
but
quick,
anyway.
quick.
it's all right. It's all right. But I do kind of also really hope that you don't know the answer, because then I'm like, oh. So if you do, pretend you don't.
We'll pretend we don't.
But guys, do you know why pens have holes in the top?
Yeah, I think so, but I bet you I'm wrong.
I think so, but I think that's maybe wrong as well.
Is
So
it just...
I would say so. If a toddler swallows it, they can keep breathing.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I mean, I have no idea.
Andrew, like everyone knows that story. Like you get taught that in school.
I didn't.
Like, I was thinking,
I was just there swallowing pen lids.
I was thinking it must be something
Yeah,
else.
something different, yeah.
But everyone just gets told that at school. Like, literally got told that when I was about 8.
Andrew looks so upset.
Andrew is
Everyone.
so upset. Do you want to redo that? No, tell us why. Is it to see the tip of a pen through the lid? Like, why else would there be a hole?
To let the pen breathe and dry out.
So you can pretend you're smoking a cigarette?
I'm gonna find a new story.
Just so you can whistle really annoyingly in class.
Was there a story behind this, or were you just
No,
gonna tell us?
I was literally gonna tell you.
Could we switch that to the fact and take Ross's 10-minute spider story?
No,
There's no
I'm gonna
spiders.
find something else. I'm gonna find something else. I feel.
Okay,
I
thanks Andrew for your science fact of the week.
I feel like I was
Everybody
like
knew.
everybody knew this, and I'm like, oh okay, cool.
Do you know what? I'll do a poll on our Instagram, and we'll see how many people.
Yeah,
vote that.
I want vindication that some people didn't know this.
We'll do a poll. I'll do that tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you want
Well,
another story? I've got another story for you if you want.
no, Andrew can find his own story, and I'll do mine.
Yeah.
Right, next thing we read online this week is Amie.
Do you know why potatoes have skins? Joking. Okay, no, my story is from Lad Bible, and it's about the quietest room on earth. So it's a room.
I know this.
Have you seen it as well?
I have, but I can't really
We
tell.
can talk-
I can't really
Yeah,
tell you much about it.
At least I
though.
can elaborate more than just like pens have a holy lid.
Yeah, it's true. I tried to
That
get.
was it.
I
Like,
tried.
that was your story.
I tried to
Like,
argue back, and it didn't work.
No. Anyway, Ross will be interested in this if
I'm
he's not
interested
seen
in
it.
this. Yeah, I've not seen it.
Okay, Ross, you need to correct me on my science here. So most, like in the room, any room that you're in, sound reflects. So like it stays the same volume. But inverse square law, have you heard this?
Yes, I have. As a physics teacher, I'm aware of.
Well, Andrew just told me that he just found out why pens.
I love
have
how this
holes in
is
the
like that.
lids.
This is the week where it's like, yeah, I already know all this. Oh,
Yeah.
bless.
God,
Well, there's multiple inverse square laws, so you need
okay,
to...
well, this is the first one.
No.
Okay, be quiet, right?
For sound.
It's for sound. It's
Okay.
the inverse square law, but basically something about if you move back, the volume halves of
Yeah.
sound.
Well,
How do you explain that better
if
than
you
I am?
so if you if you double your distance, the sound gets 4 times.
Something like
Fine.
that. Anyway, but like when you're in a room, it doesn't do that because your voice is just reflecting off everything. So it's quite cool. But anyway, so it's minus 9.4 gigahertz. Does that make any sense?
No, you gotta have a negative frequency.
No, it is definitely a negative one.
Wait, do you mean gigahertz or do you mean
But decibel.
decibels?
I don't know. It's minus 9.4 though.
I
whatever it
thought
is.
that would mean
minus 9.4
decibels.
decibel might work. Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Minus
Just gonna
9.4
repeat
gigahertz is definitely not.
Andrew, you can't laugh at anything tonight because you thought pens had holes.
I didn't
You know
think.
pens had holes.
I did. I knew this. Well, I
but you didn't
I
know
knew
why.
after reading it.
I can't believe you thought our mind was going to be totally blown. Anyway, okay.
Brutal from Amie there. Andrew, that was rubbish. I expected more.
Usually it's me
That's a
getting
poor
slightly.
effort.
Now let
fairness,
me tell you about
I'm,
my sounding room.
Sorry, Andrew. Couldn't hear you there. I was almost choking on a pen. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Okay? Right. So this room has a negative frequency.
No, decibels.
Stop. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. This room has a negative decibel, right? And when you're in there, you can hear your blood flow because it's so quiet. Like if you're in there on your own. How cool is that?
That was quick up.
And apparently they did experiments, and if people are in there for like 15 minutes with their eyes closed, they start experiencing like psychosis. and they start going like a bit mad, and the longest anyone has ever been able to stay in that room on their own is 45 minutes.
That's really cool.
Obviously awake, like you could have a
great nap.
You have a good
But you
nap.
probably wouldn't, because you'd like hear your blood just flowing, and that would like put you off.
Yeah, but it's actually used to test hearing aids and things like that.
Oh, okay.
But the lad Bible went in and did something. But I thought it was quite cool.
Yeah, so decibel is a measure of loudness. So, like a normal room, something like 30 decibel, like without anything happening in it. Like normal conversation will be like 60 decibels.
It's called an anechoic chamber. Guys, just an update. It is minus 9.4 decibels.
Okay.
How can you have minus?
So the way the decibel scale works is, well, it's actually named after a famous Scottish scientist.
Called Des.
No.
There's a bell.
No.
There's a bell.
Harm and Sam character.
No, right. Think of like
Des a
sound and think of bell.
Ding.
Oh, is it Alexander Graham Bell?
Yeah.
Oh.
So,
He did the telephone, and he's just.
and so
You know, his wife was deaf.
to measure how like loud
So
the
I think
sound
that's
was,
he invented
he
the
came
telephone.
up with his sort of measurement, which was the bell. But the bell wasn't a very good measurement, so he like a decibel is like a tenth of that. So he came up with decibels.
Yeah, okay, Amy's science fact of the week. Alexander Graham Bell's wife was deaf. And he invented the telephone, so I think that's interesting. Just going to double check that. I think I read that in like a homework diary at school.
Read it online somewhere. It's fine. That's all we need.
It is, but like, did you?
Oh my god! The first thing that comes up in Google is Alexander Graham Bell's wife named Hello?
That's not what the first thing was on when he phoned people. Is the first greeting not ahoy?
Yeah, I think that was on QI before. It's maybe not the first greet, but I think that's how people used to answer the phone.
Yeah, not the first thing. I think the first thing not Bell talking to his like lab assistant or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Do you know what year it was?
It's 1837.
No, you've read it wrong, Ross, because you're dyslexic. 1873.
I was just guessing. I wasn't.
He was a professor of vocal physiology at Boston Uni. Quite niche.
Oh.
When was like the American independent, like 1776?
Quick, cue up Hamilton.
Yeah.
New York City.
Pardon me, are you Aaron? Yeah. I was just like,
do you know
that's actually, I'm always
you know
going
what-
to remember.
How to
Actually,
remember American
yeah.
history. Okay, we're going to move on to the next story of the week, which is me. So, Amie, I thought this one would appeal to you.
Oh, it must be about the brain.
It is not about the brain. It is about The Sims.
Oh, yes, right, I'm on it.
Oh,
Right, according to the Daily Mail,
shout out to Bella Goth.
how you play The Sims could reveal if you're a psychopath.
Okay, I'll tell you if I'm a psychopath.
People with psychopathic? Is that right?
Oh wait,
Yeah.
wait. Can we guess as to whether or not we would be a psychopath?
You can try. I don't have that much information, but people with psychopathic traits are more likely to show aggressive and mean behaviors towards other characters. So not to your own sim, but to other characters. So the survey was done. 200 participants. I say survey. Study. That's the right word. Study was done with 200 participants, and they got them to. You had to design your own sim, and then they interacted with 4 like AI controlled characters.
Mm-hmm.
I say AI, it's not AI, like machine controlled characters.
Mm-hmm.
And how you interacted with those characters sort of coincided with like how psychopathic you were.
Okay.
I just thought it was quite interesting.
So what did you, like, if you were mean to them and stuff, you were
Yeah.
a psychopath?
Yes,
But I mean, is it mean to have them go swimming, remove free control, and then remove the stairs out of the swimming pool? Is that mean, or is that just something that everybody does?
But that's what you do to your one. I've never played The Sims. Is that not what you do to
when I
your
was
one?
like 9.
Yeah.
Like, that's messed up.
Yeah, but this isn't what you do to your one. It's how you make your sim interact with other people.
No, I'm usually quite nice, although I had
Yeah.
an affair recently.
Oh.
So,
Yeah,
In-
you were trying to get like the heartbreaker thing.
Yeah, but you have to do challenges, and the one I had was have like as many kids as you can. So it
Oh.
was like,
Is this like is this the new Sims 4?
yeah,
Oh, Sims 4
But
out
it-
now.
literally been out for like 10 years.
Oh,
With
Max
200 updates. No, what are they called?
The expansion packs.
The expansion packs. Yeah.
oh, can't be bothered.
Sims
with
4, the
1,000 bucks.
pets. Yeah, I'll take all that out. Do not worry. Okay, we're going to go on to the last story. A wee Scottish accent, a little bit of twang in there. We've been watching Traces, and it's all based in Dundee. Someone got murdered on the law.
There's been a murder.
So we're moving on to the last story of the week. Moving on to the last story of the week, which is Andrew. Andrew, what have you got?
Hi.
Hi.
So
This is just the second story because his first one was really short.
I wasn't
Like his pen.
Excuse me, my pen is not short.
We don't need to know about.
Not short. It does have a hole at the end. So ice. So my story is about dogs.
Oh,
Found a
okay.
dog
Lovely.
story. So Ice Age hunters' leftovers may have fueled dog domestication. Ooh. Now, like, the really weird thing is that, so driving in the car, listening to the radio, two things were talking about dogs. Like, two radio shows were talking about dogs, and it was the weirdest thing ever because I thought,
Oh.
why are we talking about dogs? So one was actually about how dogs came to become domesticated and moved halfway like across the world with us, and I think this is what this is based on. And the other one was, do people love their dogs more than their children? And
Ooh.
how we shouldn't be. This guy was on the radio. I think it was Radio Scotland. Was saying like how we shouldn't be like putting our jackets or jumpers or stuff on dogs, and like how dogs shouldn't be treated in the nicest way or something. And to be honest, I kind of turned it off because the guy was kind of annoying me. But here is another thing on dogs. So, some time between 29,000 and 14,000 years ago, within that time, so it is quite a big scale. Hunter-gatherers navigating North Eurasia's frigid landscapes turned wolves into dogs by feeding them lean meat leftovers. So there's lots of research into why we think dogs became domesticated, and one of the reasons is because hunter-gatherers and human beings as such we can't digest all of the material that we get from animal protein. So about the ancient human beings got about 45%-ish of all of their like daily calories, how much they got daily, from animal protein. But humans are not built to be completely carnivorous, right? So if you look at our teeth, we've got flat molars at the back, which means that we're omnivores. So we need plant-based stuff in our diet. So not just our teeth, but our liver can't process lots of things properly, and obviously we can't produce any vitamins. We can't produce some of the vitamins we need. So vitamin C, for example, we can't produce. So therefore we need to eat plants, which meant that we wouldn't be eating all the carcasses that we were hunting, and therefore that opened up what we would call a niche for dogs to come in, and then they would eat what was left, and that's how we were able to domesticate them.
Oh.
And I
So
just
they
thought
were,
that
like,
was
wanted to be our friends.
yeah, because we had an opportunity to
because
feed them.
they could get stuff from like because we don't really crunch the bones down and stuff.
No.
Whereas certainly bits like that they can get like the marrow out from the middle of
Yeah,
bones and
so
things like
they can get the other minerals, and they can eat all the things that necessarily we can't eat. Again, because of their teeth. But yeah, and they can digest it, and dogs don't need vitamin C as much because they can actually produce it themselves. Which is why they don't need to eat fruit. Yeah,
They
so
don't eat oranges.
yeah, so I did this computer study where you could look at the gene sequence of loads of different things, and you could compare it to work out who does need it, who doesn't need it. Which is why, interesting fact, on the ships with pirates, before they discovered citrus fruit, they would eat the rats because rats can produce vitamin C, and that would prevent scurvy.
Scurvy. Okay,
Wow.
that's quite interesting.
Then you can just have a Barocca.
And I don't know if you knew this, but Pens have holes in the top so that if you swallow it, you can breathe.
Wow,
Boom.
you have blown
Still got my
Blown
fact
it.
in. And I felt confident saying it. Yeah.
So I've read something that there's only like 3 original like types of dogs. There's like a Siberian Husky, a Tibetan Wolfhound, and something in China, Japan, and basically those are the 3 dogs that were domesticated at different like parts of the world.
Yeah, probably. I mean, they all come from like a common wolf, and they're all bred for their specific advantages. So a bit like humans. So when we moved to different parts of the world, we adapted to the, survival.
Yeah,
Species
you
that
don't
we
want a big fluffy husky in the desert or whatever.
No. So it's a bit like the I think the elephants in Africa and India. So the African elephant has larger ears. I'm never sure if I get this one right. I think they've got larger ears to radiate more heat out.
Yeah.
Whereas the Indian elephant doesn't. It's got smaller ears because it doesn't need to radiate heat out as much. So, yeah. But it's same, like pretty much the same elephant. It's just they're adapted to different situations.
Yeah.
Very
Well, I
Darwinian.
was listening to something about elephants are probably like the basis of human society. This was on, I can't remember what it was on. It was a podcast I was listening to. And they were talking about that like elephants like could provide enough meat for lots of people to come together.
Oh.
So the reason that we are probably like a sociable society is probably because we like ate elephants, and elephants were all around the world. They were everywhere except Australia.
Wouldn't like to eat an elephant.
Tough.
So yeah, elephants or woolly mammoths or things like
Tusk.
that. They could provide meat for hundreds of people for like days. So yeah, supposedly the fact that there's elephants and other big animals is how humans are a social thing, because they didn't have to compete if you're hunting an animal that's big enough to share around.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, you'd never forget if you eaten an elephant.
Yeah, true.
We just don't say that.
I was.
So when were cats
see me
domesticated
stop
then?
sitting.
Oh, years ago, because
Af-
like Cleopatra liked them.
I would say after that.
I'd say Cleopatra.
Now, I've read somewhere that cats were only domesticated in the last 100 years.
In the last 100, well, that can't be true because they were all in Egypt.
Yeah, they were there, but they weren't domesticated. Like, they weren't like attached to a family or anything. They were just there roaming around.
Do you think maybe
you
if we
had
watched the
these small
musical
cats
Cats,
that-
we would find out this answer?
I think we would all perish from watching that movie Cats, unless it's a version with bums.
Ross's favourite fact.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a version of Cats where they all have bums.
Yeah, but hold on,
Like
wait.
holes.
You're forgetting the whole other point, which is they all have human hands.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Some of them have breasts. Like, it's all just quite weird.
That's the least worrying thing in that film. Considering
It's
the
true.
names in that film, how much money did it lose?
Did it lose money?
Okay,
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh.
So we're going to go on to the questions from the public. So,
Questions from the
Amy,
public.
you've been picking up the questions from the public?
Okay, I just want to tell you this first. Cats lost a minimum of $71 million.
Oh.
Quite a lot.
Wow.
Mm.
So, questions from the public. Over to Amy.
Okay, first question is it possible to gain superpowers?
What do you mean by superpowers?
Yeah, it
would be
depends
my
what you mean
question.
by superpowers.
Right, well, can I just say, I worked with radioactive samples for quite a while. Well, at least over a year. Maybe 2. And I got nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Well, it's most likely just to kill yourselves or give you cancer radioactivity. So,
Well, wait, hold on. You can't just skip over that.
so-
Every superhero movie ever has told me that's how to get it,
no,
Get
just
bit
the
by a
Hulk.
spider?
which is radioactive.
Mm-hmm.
Radioactive gamma radiation.
Okay, so we need radioactive animals. But like humans are radioactive. We give off like radioisotopes. No, sorry, our radioisotopes decay.
Surely
giving
that
off
we can
radiation.
like evolve, or there's like a defect that you can do something that other people can't.
I can roll my tongue.
Yeah, but what's that superpower?
Yeah, well, here is a superpower for you. Or there's a superhero. So I reckon if a superhero has this power, then it is a superpower. That's what I'm going to call it. Andrew, Daredevil. Describe his abilities.
Blind.
He is blind.
Did you see how did you see how I threw my voice and changed it into Amy's? Yeah, but he's blind. I'm sorry. No, not. I'm sorry. If you're about to say he's blind and therefore he can hear better, no. I'm sorry. Humans don't get echolocation because they're blind.
Yes, they do. So there are blind people that have learnt to sort of click their tongue wheel.
Oh yeah.
And depending on how the sound comes back to them, they can tell where things are.
Really?
Yeah, so
like
they can
bat?
tell. Yeah, exactly
Is
like
that
a
not sonar?
Your sonar is just above the range of human hearing. So it's the same thing, but obviously for a human you'd use something that you can hear, so you use sound. So it wouldn't allow you to see like Daredevil represents in the TV shows, but it would allow you to. And every time I get biology cover work in school, I always seem to end up watching this video of someone that's going around clicking, and they can sort of tell where trees and stuff are based on the sound that they're hearing back.
Clicking with their mouth. It's not clicking with their hands. Like they're not.
Yeah, clicking with their mouth. They just go.
Yeah. It's not like some sort of 50s like gangster like.
Hit the road, Jack.
Yeah.
No more. No, not that. So that's the only superpower I think we can get. Now, next question. Right, Amie, on to the next question.
Next
Can you
question.
just focus on...
I was Googling superheroes.
Okay, I'll let you.
I wanted to try and find a power.
I got the power.
Why do we get pins and needles?
Oh, right, I'm going to tell you my version, and then Andrew's going to tell the real version. Blood doesn't flow places. That's what I think it is. Andrew.
That's what I would guess as well.
Yes.
Well, you're not really wrong. So it's because what's happened is that there's a sort of pressure on the nerves or the blood vessels that supply them, and then when that pressure is kind of released, it travels through. Was that the cat?
No, it was me trying
All right,
to drink
okay.
water.
The cat coming to tell us.
Quietly, and then it's just going.
I just imagine it's the cat coming to say, "Well, actually, cats were domesticated in 782."
I'm not domesticated. I just stay with you because it's useful for my food. It's due to the pressure on nerves or blood vessels that supply these nerves, and therefore it normally happens when you are in a awkward position. So I get it all the time when I'm sitting cross-legged, or I'm like leaning on my arm, and then my arm kind of goes dead. And it's just it's actually your numbness. So it's your nerves are kind of signaling, but that information isn't necessarily going anywhere.
Oh.
So
can it not be the sign of like you're about to have a heart attack as well or something? Could it be bad medically? No.
No, it's not. Normally, it's not bad medically. Most of the time, I always panic because I get my arms go dead because I sleep on them. So when I sleep at nighttime, my arms go like dead, and I always panic. Because I used to panic until I read this thing where. Turns out it's absolutely fine because your body will naturally wake up, or your body will naturally move so that you get out of that position so that you can get blood flow back into it.
Yeah. Okay.
And normally you try and move, but obviously your arms are numb, so you're kind of more just rolling, and or you're trying to grab stuff. I don't know if you've ever tried to grab stuff when your arms are not.
It's so weird, isn't it?
Absolutely hilarious. But yeah. So it's not it's not really dangerous in any way. The heart thing, I'm not too sure. It's not something I've
Might have
heard
just
of.
made that up. Cool. Okay.
Good question.
And I'm just going to squeeze in one last question if we have time. Why are all cleaning gloves yellow or pink? Does anyone know?
I'm just gonna
Someone's asked this.
I'm just gonna throw it out there. I don't think they are just yellow and pink.
They're the main ones, aren't
Yeah,
they? I think it's more of a brand thing, is it?
Yeah,
you get black ones now.
Yeah, well, our cleaner's got blue ones. Well,
cool.
maybe. Okay.
So I've got a. This might be completely made up, but this is my guess as to what it is. I think yellow is like the traditional color, and I think it's probably from back in the 60s and 70s when they were first making these. That was just the colour they came out, like when they were mixing the rubber with plastic to make the gloves. I reckon it probably just came out a sort of like just beigey yellowy colour. So they just carried on making them that way, or is it the fact that is it a company, Marigolds?
Yeah, well, Marigold is the company who.
So maybe they just make them.
And marigold flowers are yellow.
Yeah.
Maybe just on brand for them.
It might just be on brand. Or I mean, it could be on brand. It could be just so happens that's the type of rubber that they were able to make back then.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You can also get purple marigolds and red marigolds and pink ones. So.
Yeah. I think now you can get loads of different colours, but so it might just be that depending on when the last time you saw a pair of marigolds was then. And of course, but that's the thing, it's one of those things, isn't it? People just call them marigolds sometimes.
Yeah.
Older generation just call them marigolds as if like people are supposed to know what that is.
It's like a Hoover.
It's a
Hoover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or a sellotape.
What other things are the sellotape?
Sellotape.
Tipex.
Yeah.
Tipex, that's fair. Good
Whiteout.
What else did you say? Pen or razor?
Liquid. Oh, is it not? Is it not liquid? A razor, a liquid.
Blue tack.
Something. Blue tack. Well, that's hard. But you know, if you guys can think of any, then please feel free to drop us an email at ireaditos@gmail.com or contact us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, or TikTok at ireaditos. And thank you very much for all of your reviews and likes. We actually got a notification this week from our podcast hosts, Podbean, to say that we were up in the high charts in the social sciences genre chart topping list. So thank you very much for everybody who's posted and left a review. We really like reading them, so please do feel free to drop us more. Bring us up in conversations with your friends in your Zoom chats. Other conversation systems are available. And please give us a like and a follow. And we will see you next time. Right. Bye.
Bye.
Remember to check your pen list.
Rude.